Still on his feet, Chase Jefferson into the open field. No one's going to touch him. Mark it up. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
40, the 30, and he is gone to the house. Touchdown, Tallahassee.
Tipped and picked off by Colin Douglas, who's going to take it back all the way.
A pass caught, first down. What a move! J.R. Sim, get out of here! The doctor is in for the touchdown!
Guys, welcome in to Mexico City as the Vancouver Legion travel all the way down south of the border to take on the Mexico City Aztecs. Chris Curtis along with you as we conclude week one with a Western Conference showdown between the Canadian country and the Mexican country, completely skipping the United States in this one, but should be good throughout regardless. We are just getting set for kickoff. Got to first get the coin toss out of the way, but this should be a lot of fun throughout for all parties involved. Shout out to everybody in chat. Just checking levels. Things look pretty good on this side. A couple of teams that have a passing attack, and definitely something that should be watched throughout. Tom Pepper is going to be leading his Legion onto the field. Mexico City is going to be the leader of Mexico City, going to be Matt Willson. We're getting set for football. Legion will receive the ball to start things off here in the first quarter, and the Aztecs will go to the south. But we are just about ready as the ball is on the tee, and I do believe we are set. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, very good. Yeah, that's okay. I was mistaken. No problem. Ball's about 2 yards deep in the end zone, taken out. Vancouver in their white jersey is going to take the ball out to about the 27-yard line. 25 is where they'll actually mark it, and then that's where Tom Pepper will bring his team out to get them going. Looking for a good start to this game, Vancouver and Tom Pepper on the first drive of the game, looking to do something special. In the gun, Sanchez, impact rookie possibly to his right. Nickel coverage for the Aztecs. Three-step drop. Pepper's going to look left, throw. He's got a catch out there towards the sideline, and they are actually going to call it incomplete, stepped out of bounds. So a first down throw, which was a good one, goes for naught. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Vancouver is going to be challenging this call as well. First play of the game, and the Stripes are already having a tough go of it. Going to have to look at this play under the hood to see if that is indeed going to be a catch. And there's 1 foot. I don't think 2. If I'm not mistaken, Andy Hamilton may have just burned a timeout in the first half. We are looking. It is incomplete. So the Aztecs catch a break. It still is indeed out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10. Good play defensively to force him there. And Andy Hamilton burdens his first time out and one of his challenges. Second and 10 play. Offset back is Sanchez. Hand off to him. He's got a little bit of a hole to run through. He will not be taken down. He will get all the way about 7 yards into that first down marker. 3rd and 3 at the 32. Big third down, but definitely manageable for Tom Pepper and the Legion. Empty backfield. Defense shifting. Stop. 2-step drop, pop over the middle. One-handed grab and a good one. That is a great-looking catch. And 89 for the Legion. That is going to be that's Mike Lowry, the tight end. Very, very good catch over the middle, and it is a new set of downs for Vancouver. Taking a look again. Empty backfield. 5 wide. Pepper. 5-step drop. Throws it long. Got a man a dive. And it will be just long of his intended target on the outside. If I'm not mistaken, that would have been Cade Stevens he was looking for out there. 2nd and 10. Vancouver, they're at the 44-yard line, still trying to get into Mexico City territory. Offset back for Pepper. Drop it back. The quick drop and a handoff and a good one to Sanchez. 3rd and 2. More yards for the rookie. Talked to Andy Hamilton before this game. He says he's going to be looking to Sanchez, even though he's a rookie, to basically carry the ground load. He's going to need to, has a chance to be an impact player in this Legion offense. Should be fun to watch throughout as we go forward. Deep back is Sanchez again. He's got 2 in front of him. Drop it back. Another handoff. Looking to get to the first down marker. He's got 1 and more. Gets to, believe he got into the Mexico City 44-yard line. 1st and 10. So a couple of really nice carries for Sanchez as we start things off. Another handoff, getting chased down, going to break 1 tackle, but not 2, as he'll get all the way down to the 40-yard line. 39 is where they're going to mark it. A 4-yard carry again for Sanchez. 1 throw in the game that has been caught for the Vancouver Legion. The other 2 attempted. 1 was a 1 to the outside that was a diving miss, and 1 out of bounds. 39 is where they're at. Pepper's in the gun. Good long drive to start things out here for the Legion. Drop it back. Another handoff. And a really good one. Did he get the first down? He did. Down to the 34, but he took a big hit for it. Talking about Sanchez. Another one for him. He's got probably, I believe, close to 50 yards already. Split backs formation. Drop it back. Another handoff for Sanchez. He's going to take this to the outside, but get caught up in the backfield. You'll lose yards to the 36. Official loss of 3 at 2nd and 13. In the gun is Pepper. He's got 5 wide. Maybe looking to go long here on 2nd and 13. 3-step drop, looking to throw. Pressure coming, throws off to the right. It is caught, but this one is indeed out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and long. Legion putting themselves in a bit of a hole. However, they are in Mexico City territory. Would be a pretty long field goal if they were to attempt it. Empty backfield. Legion trying to force the pass. 7-step drop. Looks. Throws right towards the end zone. It'll be tipped up in the air. Really good play by Lynn. That's Joey Lynn, the cornerback, number 26 for Mexico City. That is fantastic piece of defensive work. If he doesn't make that play, it's 6 points. Fantastic. Look at that reaction time. The only thing you can do better is to bring it down and take it back the other way. Good piece of defensive work. That's going to bring up 4th and 13. It's going to be decision time. It is indeed looking like they're going to punt it. Kingston, the punter, is on for the Legion. Going to look to pin the Aztecs down inside their own 10. 7:08 left in the first. This kick is up. It's going to get about 4.5 seconds of hang time, and they will pin them very well down to the 4-yard line. Great special teams by the Legion is going to put Mexico City on the back foot early. So oncoming is going to be Matt Willson. And the Mexico City passing attack, anchored by Richard Montague, Dejon Swan, Kale Barrett, and a rush first things first at about 5 yards gained on the run. That is Ray Bentley with the carry. His first of the game, couple of yards, make it a manageable second down as they try to get themselves out of the hole. Drop back, left-handed throw. He's going to get taken down. Big sack there as the Legion really, really worked to pin them in. That is 91. And if I'm not mistaken, a generic player for the Legion. Very, very good piece of defensive line work is really going to pin them back. It's 3rd and 7. It makes it a 3rd and long. Single back formation for Willson. Drop it back, hand it off. Going to rush to the outside. Has some blocking. Got the first down. They're going to call it 4th and inches. I beg to differ, but that's what they're going to mark it at. It's at the 14-yard line. So Bentley really close to getting it, and Mexico City is indeed challenging the spot of the ball. I would as well. In my view, a very, very good challenge to use. And as mentioned, the referee's having a difficult time of this opening contest in week 1. RamosLynn he should win this challenge fairly easily. All right, Aztecs do indeed win the challenge. Going to be interesting to see where they spot it, and they do give them the first down. Good piece of coaching there from RamosLynn. That is going to put them indeed into a good situation with a new set of downs. New breath of life for Matt Willson and company. Single back, Bentley in the backfield. Drop back, 2-step, look, over the middle, and it's going to be tipped. Not sure if it was tipped at the line or not, but that was Montague, the intended receiver. It'll fall to the turf. It's 2nd down. Shotgun set. Left-handed arm of Willson looking to throw possibly. He's got Bentley to his left. Drop it back, 3-step. Look, throws right. Got a tipped ball. Probably should have been picked twice, but instead it'll fall to the turf. Mack had his hands on it, could not bring it in. That is a good play. Mack being a generic, it looks like, just couldn't quite find the handle on the absolute seed from the pocket of Willson. Still scoreless in Mexico City. Week 1 action. Seen a ton of games already this week. This is the finale of this week 1. Don't forget, guys, got a post-game show coming up after this. Myself and Cameron Irvine going to bring you a recap of this game and the rest as an incomplete pass falls over the middle. It'll be 4th and 10, and Mexico City going to have to punt it away. At the moment, the Legion are winning the field position battle. Now they just got to do something with it. Corey Jones back there is the return man for the Legion. Punter for the Aztecs, a yard deep in his end zone. Kick has some distance on it. It'll get to about the 44. A spin from Jones, and he's going to get taken down by about 5 or 6 different Aztecs, and that's where the Vancouver Legion will start off. And that's a free safety. Chavez, let's see if he is... Nope, that is a generic, but he is injured on the play. So, as of right now, Legion near midfield. They have a chance to put some points on the board. See if they can do just that. as Tom Pepper and company come out for their second drive. It was a pretty successful drive, stalled out near the end, could not quite get into field goal range. Had to pin the Aztecs down within the 5-yard line on their first drive. And an empty backfield right away for Tom Pepper. Looking, 7-step drop. He's throwing, going, end zone. Got a man out there at the 19. No end zone. I thought it was a little longer than that, but a really, really good catch. That is Killian for the Legion. Brett Killian, the wide receiver, number 12 out there. Very, very good catch towards the sideline. Beat his man on the route. And that is a big play to start off the Vancouver's Legion's second drive. 1st and 10, 19-yard line. Mexico City finding themselves in a tough spot. Vancouver's already within field goal range. Pepper is under center. Split backs. Drop it back. Hand it off. It's going to be Sanchez. Sanchez trying to find a seam on the outside, and he is going to get taken down. That is Pablo Zamora on the tackle. Another tackle for loss for him. Good piece of work defensively to sniff out the run. 21-yard line is where Mexico City is at, or is where Vancouver is at in Mexico City territory. Drop it back. Quick 2-step drop, throw to the flat. He's got a man out there. That is Sanchez going to make the run, and he'll get past the line of scrimmage. He'll at least get back into regulation field position, and it's 3rd and 9. 3rd and long play coming up here for Pepper. See what head coach Andy Hamilton wants to do here. Shotgun formation. Empty backfield. 5 wide. Quick drop. Throws towards the sideline. The route is jumped and taken away. That is Killian, the intended receiver. Good piece of work defensively by Mexico City to take the opportunity away for the Sticks, and they'll have to kick a field goal. Field goal attempt coming. It's a 27-yard field goal attempt. Chance for the Legion to get on the board. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And that is good. And a 3-0 lead for Vancouver as we play just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. The Beck's Kickerns. Interesting name. Kind of really enjoy that name, to be honest with you. Either way, good kick to get the Legion on the board, not waste the good field positioning. Kickoff on coming. The Aztecs going to get the ball here. They have a chance to take this possession down and end the first quarter with the ball. See if they can do just that. Kick is a short one, to be honest with you, at the 15. Returning it down to the 31-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 30, and that's where Willson will start his next drive for the Aztecs. Single back, offset back for Willson. 1-step drop, throws right side, got a man out there at the 47-yard line is where they're going to mark him, and it is a first down, first throw to, or actually Caden Carter is the one who came up and made the hit, and a really good tackle in the open field towards the sideline. 1st and 10. Mexico City about to push into Vancouver territory. Montague is the one, I believe, who made that catch out there on the outside. Shotgun formation for Willson. Quick drop, throws over the middle, got a man, but immediately hit. That's a big hit, but a first down, and that is 13 for Mexico City. It's Dejan Swan. Willson with a really, really good strike over the middle. Good job by Swan to hold on to that ball, too, because he got hit by 2 Legion players right after grabbing that or making contact with that football. They are inside of Legion territory. Offset back again for Willson. That is Bentley back there. He will hand it off. Found a hole. He's got some room to work with towards the first down marker, and he'll get down to the 31-yard line. It'll be a new set of downs again, and don't look now, but the Aztecs are driving. Great job by the offensive line. Two and 36 left in the first quarter of play. We are in Legion territory. Single back again for Willson. Nickel coverage coming in for the Legion. And a big hit behind the line. Big hit, and that is 99 for the Vancouver Legion. And Frank Champion, who comes up to make the hit, the linebacker, makes his presence felt and forces a 2nd and long. So Bentley can go nowhere on that. Willson going to have to play the air game over the middle. That's one black jersey in a crowd of white jerseys, and somehow Montague makes the catch. That is a fantastic pitch and catch by the Aztecs offense. That puts them down to the 19-yard line, certainly within field goal range to tie it, but they have a chance to put up much bigger points than that. Shotgun formation, got a back to his left and a back to his right. Three-step drop, looks, throws right, got a catch out there towards the 11-yard line. Tried to get the first down, but he will not. They are going to mark him at the 10, but it's 2nd and 1. That is Nixon with his first catch for the Aztecs. That is a generic player for them, but a good catch nonetheless. Single back formation. Handoff. That's Bentley. Has the first down on a big truck trying to get towards the goal line. He'll end up at the 4. 5 carries for him, 26 yards, averaging about 5 1/4 per rush. Single back again. They are threatening at the 4. 1st and goal. Drop it back, hand it off, and Bentley can go nowhere. He'll actually lose a yard. It's at the 5. Down to the final 20 seconds of the first. That may be the last play of the first quarter. We'll see what the Aztecs decide to do. They will line up. Maybe get one more play off. They are in position to do so. 7 seconds on the game clock. Drop it back. Single back. 3 wide to the right. Going for the corner. He's got it. Touchdown, Aztecs. And that is 19 K.L. Barrett for the Mexico City Aztecs. 6 points on the board. And that's a good way to start this first quarter off. Great offensive drive. And a perfect answer. They had a 3 and out their first time out and really could get nothing done. They adjusted really, really well, and they'll have an extra point coming up. So K.L. Barrett with the opening salvo for the Aztecs. So the extra point, of course, is good. We are at the 30 for the kick. Aztecs trying to get it gone, and this will be the last play of the first quarter. Kickoff is a good one. It'll get down to the end zone, taking it out for the Legion. And breaking a couple tackles in the process is, believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is 25. I think that's just going to be a generic. Yes, it is. So the Legion going to get the ball to start things out. 7-3, the Aztecs lead them in Mexico City. We've come to the end of the first frame here on the SFL Network. Single back as Tom Pepper gets back to work. They're at the 25-yard line. Throwing left, got a man towards the 30. Out of bounds, 2nd and 3 is what they're going to call it. Gerardo Chavez, the generic, has a fractured arm. He's out for 10 weeks. Cade Stevens gets his first catch on the outside as well for the Legion. Deep back for the Legion. It's going to be Ivan Sanchez. Has a hole towards the outside. Has the first down towards the 37. And Sanchez, only about 3.5 per carry for him. But he's had some pretty productive rushes and some really good runs moving the chains. Offset I formation. New set of downs, this one at the 37, trying to answer the Aztecs touchdown. That's another run for Sanchez, and he's got about 4. They're going to call it 5. He's going to get to the 42. Chance for Pepper and company, 2nd and medium, really, to get a much more manageable 3rd down. He's got an I formation behind him. 3 wide. Drop it back. It will be a handoff. He has the first down and more. He's going to get all the way down to the 46-yard line of Mexico City. And Ivan Sanchez starting to turn it upfield for the Vancouver Legion. Sanchez, he's, tell you what, the impact rookie for this Legion team. Trying to get some things done, trying to carry the load on the ground. Shotgun formation. Pepper with a back to his left at Sanchez again. Has the drop. Looks to throw. Throws to the flat. He has him out there. Tries to break a tackle to Sanchez. He's only going to gain a couple. They'll call it 3. 2nd and 7 at the 44. Trying to do things short and steady. Legion not really trying to air it out. Not really testing this Mexico City coverage, where they have a decent amount of impact players in that secondary. 3-step drop. He's going to have to run. He's not going to get far. Sack at midfield. That is a big one, as Mexico City going to force the tackle for loss, and that is 93. If I'm not mistaken, that is indeed going to be a generic with the sack. Romero gets credit, and it will be 3rd and 13. That puts the Legion in a tough spot. They're near the midfield stripe. They're still in Mexico City territory. 7-step drop, looking, has to throw on the run, and it'll be thrown away, and that is going to be the end of the drive for Vancouver. They're going to try to bring the punter out and pin the Aztecs deep in their own territory again. Maybe gets themselves a win on the positioning battle side. But that sack really killed any kind of offensive momentum the Legion had. Kick is a decent one. Good hang time on it. It's going to drop towards the 5. And again, the Legion win the bounce game. It bounces at the 5. They get the contact on it. And Mexico City going to start their drive at the 6. Special teams coming to the forefront for the Legion, as because of it, they're going to win this positioning battle. And now the Aztecs have to crawl out of the hole. Chance on the running play. It's Bentley. He's going to get far down to the 23-yard line. Very good first down play for the Aztecs. And don't look now, but that's a good way to start this drive. All of a sudden, they're out of the hole and in good field position to start a run. Good broken tackle by Bentley. It takes Frank Champion to start the process of bringing him down. He does do that. 56 passing yards and a touchdown. And I talked to Andy again before the game today about his secondary and if they can stand up to the Willson attack. He said he was confident they could. He was also confident his defensive line could make things happen and force some bad decisions. And at the moment, it isn't happening yet. However, this is still a very young game. 5-yard catch or pass and catch to number 19, Barrett. He has the only receiving touchdown of this game, the only touchdown of this game, period, and it's going to be Willson in the shotgun. 3-step drop, throws off to the right, got him towards the sideline. That is going to be a catch for Montague. I believe that's his third catch of this game already in the second quarter. They are going to call it a first down as well, so a new set of downs for the Aztecs. Approaching 6 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first half of play. Mexico City trying to go up 2 possessions before the break. Drop it back, hand it off. It's Bentley. Has some room. He has a tackle broken, and he may go. Down to the 40, the 30, the 20. He is going to take it all the way to the house. Mexico City is up 2 scores. Bentley takes it all the way. Huge run to the outside for Ray Bentley, who has made his presence felt. He broke one there with a nice stiff arm, and it was all she wrote. It was in a foot race with 23 for the Legion. Could not stop him. Nobody on the Legion can stop that man. And that was Chris Nissen, who actually tried to bring him down towards the sideline. Could not do it. And don't look now, but a 14-3 possible advantage as long as this kick is good. Kick is up, and it is through. So a 14-3 advantage for Mexico City. Tom Pepper and the Legion finding themselves in a little bit of a hole as we play in the first half. Answer time for the boys in white. That kick is rather short as well to the 8. Legion going to try a nice kickoff return here. Breaks one tackle, but gets down to about the 29-yard line, where they can start this next drive off. First and 10 for Pepper to start his third drive of the, I think it's the third drive? I think it is. Third drive of the game off here with a deep back in Sanchez. Drop it off to him. He's got a little bit of room here over the middle. Gets about 4, and it'll make it a second and medium. Sanchez hasn't had a ton of running room, but what he has done is make those rushes he has had productive. They aren't going to be flashy. They aren't going to be, 7 spin moves and a touchdown, but at the same time, he's getting crucial yardage to make their later downs more manageable. Now we just got to see Tom Pepper and company start to do something with that. Pepper goes to the outside looking for Sanchez. Got him, man. Breaks one tackle. Tries to break 3. And instead he'll get taken down at the 38. It is a manageable third down. That's not good. That is Pablo Zamora, who is back down on the turf. That is the strong safety from the Aztecs. He is going... That That does not look good. He is going to be down for quite a while. We'll get an update for you guys here shortly on his condition. Third and 1, though. Back to the business at hand. I would bet to say that Sanchez is going to get this rush. Drop it back. He will, and he will get taken down behind the line. Huge tackle there. I believe that was 57 indeed. That is Chase Story. The linebacker gets the tackle behind the line, make it 4th and 1, and the Legion again are going to have to punt it away. Punt is up, and it is a good one. It's going to get all the way down to the 20. Aztecs can take it there, breaking one tackle, but then taken down by, that is 84, and a generic for the Legion. So Willson comes back out. He's got a 14-3 lead after the long rushing touchdown from Bentley on the last drive. Chance for them. They have some time. They may be able to go 3 scores before all is said and done. Legion got the ball first when we started the game, so the Aztecs will have it to start the second half. That throws out to the flat. It is going to be out to the outside. A catch, I believe that is 84 Nixon, the generic again. Or Moxon, I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's the tight end. Apparently I'm reading that wrong. Ryan Moxon has that catch, and that is actually not a generic. I was wrong. That's fine. Either way, good catch makes it a 2nd and 3. Good short yardage for Willson. Glad I double-checked that. Single back. Towards the outside, it's Bentley. He has some room to run again. Breaks 1, but not 2. He'll get down to the 45. He's already got 118 in the first half, thanks in large part to that really long run that got them 6. Tons of room to the outside, and that's where he made his money on the touchdown rush. He was to the outside. That's something the Legion are going to have to fix in the locker room if it's not too late. Still a ton of football left, though. Aztecs are in shotgun. Wilson's going to take the snap. 3-step drop. Throws off to the right. Got a man out there towards the sideline. It'll be a 4-yard catch for Montague. Midfield is where Mexico City is at. They would not mind taking this clock all the way down to zeros as long as they get something out of it. Legion going to line up in the nickel formation on defense. Single back. That is Bentley. Drop it back, hand it off, going off to the left, got some room to run again. Bentley all the way to the house. Mexico City strikes again. It is going to be a 3-score game. 3:16 left in the second, and Bentley is en fuego for Mexico City. And you want to talk about an impact running game, Bentley is bringing that and more. Had earlier in the drive a 13-yard rush, and then decides, you know what, I'm done fooling around. Takes it all the way this time to the left. And the Legion defense are definitely feeling it. That front 7 for the Aztecs doing a number on them. Looking for the extra point. It is 21-3 after the extra point is good. And the Legion are going to have to make a major adjustment on defense. That is 2 rushing touchdowns. You got to take a look at Mexico City. You think, oh, yeah, well, they're going to beat you through the air. And Bentley says, no, not so fast. And as of right now, he is absolutely running all over this Legion defense. Kick is up. Kickoff going to get down to about the 7-yard line, taking it in. And down to the 30. They're going to mark him at the 29. And that's where Pepper will come out and start his next drive. That is, if I'm not mistaken, Corey Jones on the return. So he gets decent field position to start them off, but the Legion offense has not been able to match at all what the Aztecs have been able to do. Split backs for Pepper. Seem to be bringing the blitz. Drop it back. Blitz coming from the outside. Doesn't matter. Sanchez is going to get the ball. He's going to get a 9-yard run. 3:05 left. He's got 62 yards and about 14 carries for the rookie back. Legion need points. Something on the board to get them back in this game. It's an 18-point deficit at the moment. Pepper going to throw over the middle. It's short and caught to about the 46-yard line. That is Stevens with his second catch of the game. And that'll have them over the middle. A new set of downs at the 46. Chance for Pepper to do something with the offset eye. Drop it back, has a chance to throw. Throws left, and it's picked off. And that is back the other way, and that may go to the house. It will. Pepper throws an interception, and the Aztecs have taken a 4-possession lead. That is 25, Devin Cabrera, the free safety. Holding on offense is going to get declined. Does not... Oh, wait. They take it back. Oh, that is a penalty against the Aztecs. Oh, man. Legion caught a break. Still 21-3. I think they're going to be... No, the interception still counts. Okay, I'm not sure what that penalty was. It was a little bit weird the way they did that. But either way, that puts the Aztecs back out on the field. With 2 minutes left, we're looking at the 2-minute warning. Drop it back, handoff over the middle to Bentley. He'll get a couple, and we will have a stoppage. 2 minutes on the clock. That touchdown was taken away by a holding penalty. And that is a big one to lose. It gives the Legion a little bit of a break. And you guys in chat are correct. Holding on the return is what it was. That's a play for Bentley over the middle, and that man cannot be stopped. 1:52 left in this half, and another first down for him. He's going to easily hit the 200-yard mark if he hasn't already. Single back. It is Bentley back there. Offensive line is just bullying around this Legion defensive line. Quick throw and a very quick catch, but no yards gained. And it looks like Pablo, we got some news on Pablo Zamora. He's got a hairline fracture. The game engine says, you know what, he may return. A hairline fracture ain't nothing to mess with, but he may try to give it a go. We'll see if we spot him. Single back, offset back. That's Bentley again. Down to $1.25. That's another handoff. Has a little bit of a hole. Breaks one. Tries to break two. Can't do it. Another first down, though. And a no-huddle offense going for the Aztecs. They want one more score. Looking like the same play. Has some room on the outside. This is where he's burned him twice. And he'll get down about 5 yards. Vancouver makes a tackle with 3 members of their white jerseys. At the 27, drop it back. This is a throw. 7-step drop, throws over the middle. Got a man. Touchdown. Ryan Moxon gets it in the end zone. Great pass from Willson. Just when you're looking at Bentley, they throw it over the top. It's 27-3, possibly going to be 28. Things getting out of hand early in Mexico City. much akin to the Queen City St. Louis debacle that happened in this week. Chance to make it a 25-point deficit, and they do. And you guys will have to help me out in chat if you don't mind. It says Moxon on the roster sheet online. It says Mixon in game. Can we get some official word as to which one it actually is? That would be a major help. 54 seconds left in the first half. Not a ton of time for the Legion to do something. And don't forget, the Legion received the ball to start this game. So the Aztecs, who have been productive with every possession they've had, just about except for one, will get the ball back to start off the second half. Okay, got it. Thank you very much for the official word. It is indeed Moxon, so I was correct. Chance in the backfield for Sanchez. Sanchez, he's been running. He's been running pretty hard the entirety of this game. Hasn't been really any productivity to it. Throwing over the middle, got him over the middle, and they're going to try a no huddle. They have some timeouts, so they can try to stretch this out. They're at the Vancouver 43. 5-step drop. Taking his time, throwing short. That's Sanchez. Sanchez has a little bit of room. He'll get taken down after a 1-yard gain. 2 yards, what they'll call it. 19 seconds left. Under center. Vancouver, I lied, does not have all three of their timeouts. They burned one on a challenge. That's a pass to the outside. Caught and a first down, but he does not get to the outside, to the sidelines. And that is a timeout called by the Legion. So they're in Mexico City territory. It's going to take possibly another good play to get them in field goal range. But they've only got 3 seconds left. They may... I'm not sure what their decision is going to be here, but taking a look, Coach Andy Hamilton trying to calm down his guy at the moment. They've been running roughshod. Could be the warm weather, could be any number of things, but the Legion going to have some work to do going to the locker room. All 5 wide, shotgun formation for the Legion. They're just going to heave it and hope. Looks, breaks 1 sack, throws. He's got a couple of guys down there. Chance towards the end zone, and it'll hit the turf. And that is how we will end the first half of play. The Aztecs came to play. Legion have to do some catching up. It is 28-3 as we end the first half of play. We will see you after the break. This is the SFL on YouTube. All right, we are back and getting set for the third quarter of play. as the Aztecs have really taken it to the Vancouver Legion at this point. Guys, will have to give me some feedback on the audio levels. Just received some feedback that the mic volume was way too high, so I went ahead and fixed that. I'll be taking a look at chat periodically to make sure that we are all good. With that said, the Aztecs have the ball. They will start off this drive at the 30-yard line. Okay, so we are looking good. Very good. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for the feedback. Apologies that I did not see that before. I had been looking over there. It just didn't quite register. 28-3, though. The Aztecs have the ball and the big lead. Bentley, who's been running roughshod all over the Legion defense, averaging 13.5 per carry. And that is a takedown by Crow, who is going to get his first tackle. Chance for the Aztecs to put another one on the board. We'll see if they can do that. Okay, let me see if I can change that. Thank you, guys. Chance to the left side. Throws towards the sideline. That is I believe they're going to call it a catch. No, they are not. So that is a ball to the outside. That is 19 Barrett with the catch, but it will be called back, 3rd and 3. Okay, we'll see if that gets a little bit better. I'm going to try to do something on this side too. There we go. That might help. Easy fix. Okay, no problem. We are back to it. Chance to the right side. That's going to be out of bounds as well. And don't look now, the Aztecs' first possession, that one to Montague, is going to go by the wayside. A 4th and 3 coming up after a pair of out-of-bounds throws. Okay, so punting time for the Aztecs. Legion with their first stop in quite a while. That's what they needed. Now we can have their first possession of the second half. We'll see if they can do something with it. Oh, and a big hit. Laid out at the 23-yard line. Nothing Corey Jones can do to get away from it. And that's where they will start this drive, the 24. So Tom Pepper, in a bit of a hole, has thrown one pick in this game. Has Sanchez, he's been leaning on him pretty heavily in the first half. Handoff to him now, gets a hole, gets through the middle and about 5 yards towards the first down marker. And that is a 2nd and medium for the Legion. Deep back is Sanchez. Aztecs stacking the box a little bit, looking to send one. They do send two, actually. Sanchez with the carry, and he is going to get down to the 45-yard line. Really, really good tackle. But Ivan Sanchez is going to get some yardage, as if I'm not mistaken, that was 29 for the Aztecs, and I believe I've called his number before. Pablo Zamora is back in the game. He's the one who came up and made that tackle. So the hairline fracture not hindering him there. Pepper needs to be careful. He's got pressure coming. Throws across his body, and that's not an advised throw, but it will be tipped away. 59 for the Aztecs, a generic player, but a good one by 59 Frederick. Deep back is Sanchez. Nickel look from the defense on the Aztecs. Drop it back through the hole. They'll get to about the 48-yard line, so a couple for Sanchez. Still been a decent rushing game for him. Nothing spectacular by any stretch. And this will be an offset eye. Pepper needs to make something happen here. It's still 3rd and long. Going to try to force him into a throw, but they're going to hand it off again on 3rd down. Not sure about that call, but it is going to be 4th down, and the Legion are going to have to kick it away again as Kingston gets ready to punt. Yeah, that call was a little bit off. I'm not really sure. Could it be that the coaching staff in the Legion don't have the confidence in Pepper to make that throw? I don't know. Interesting storylines developing here in a lopsided game in Mexico City. First and 10. Aztecs will take control at the 23. Willson has he has 2 throwing touchdowns in this game, I do believe. Throws over the middle, and it'll hit the back of the receiver, I believe. Montague is the intended target. 9 targets on Montague. Only 4 have been brought in for positive yardage.
Let's go! 2nd and 10. Ball at the 23-yard line.
Shotgun formation. Willson possibly looking to throw here. Could be a draw as well. Nope, he will throw. 3-step drop. Throws short and over the middle and has a quick 6-yard completion. Montague with his 10th target brings that one in. And it will be 3rd and 4 to make it 3rd and short. Whole lot of plays in the playbook to try to convert this.
3rd and 4 from Los Savages, 29-yard.
Handoff through the middle. Got the 1st down and a couple more. 34-yard line is where they're at. It is 1st and 10. Bentley again moves the sticks. Bentley in the backfield. Quick drop. Plenty of time. Throws, and they're going to call that a catch. It'll be 2nd and 4. That is 19 Kale Barrett. He has a receiving touchdown in this game. He had the first receiving touchdown in this game.
From Los Savages, 41-yard line.
Shotgun play for Willson. Looks to throw short over the middle. They're going to call it a fumble, and if it is, then the Legion have the ball. We may see the second challenge be used by the Aztecs coaching staff. RamosLynn and company going to be taking a hard look at this. Did he have possession? Talking about Montague. That's Champion who recovers the fumble, if it is indeed one. Will they let them get the snap off? The offense is out in the field for the Legion. Yes, they will indeed be challenging this. So we'll see what the Stripes have to say about this particular play. And we'll get a good look, hopefully, from front side view on Montague. And right there, he did try to bring it back in. I think they may call this possession. If they do, it'll be a big turnover, and it could give the Legion something to work with.
It is therefore ruled a fumble. The Savages will not be charged with a timeout. 3rd down.
So they say it is going to indeed be Mexico City football. No fumble occurred. I'm not sure about the call, even with the replay, but wow. Okay. In my view, he brought that in. He brought that into his chest, which tells me he had control and possession. Apparently not. Mexico City has the offense on the field, and they'll have to punt it away after a throw over the middle goes incomplete. So Barrett can't make the catch, so the Legion will get the ball back anyway. However, it will be with the field position they did not want. They could have been already at the 41-yard line of Mexico City had that been a good call.
Let's block the play, go, let's go, let's go, let's go!
Hang time is a good punt. 4.2 seconds of hang time on it. And that is Corey Jones who's going to take it to about the 24. And that's where the Legion will start this drive. Their second drive of the second half. Trying to get something going in an offensive position. Don't forget, guys, if you want to do what I do, we are taking applications for casting positions here at the SFL. If you guys want to get a hold of SFL Commish on Discord and put your name in the hat, and we can get you in and possibly doing this. If you guys can do a better job than me, which I mean, who can't? You have the opportunity to do so. 2nd and 4 after a good run by Sanchez. And also, we are looking to get to 600 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed already, definitely hit that subscribe button and also the like button if you guys haven't already as well. We are trying to get to that milestone. That's over the middle. Good rush. That's Sanchez again. He's been the steadiest of this Legion attack. The one bright spot on this Vancouver roster to this point. They're at the Legion 37, trying to get to midfield. They need to get to the 42, it looks, or I'm sorry, the 47 for a first down. And to the left, get back to the line of scrimmage. He did. It'll be 2nd and 10. They'll say he officially lost a yard, but not enough to change the sticks. And Cabrera makes the stop. Just under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter of play. Drop it back. Sanchez has room to work on the left-hand side, but a really, really good tackle there by 91. Generic player for the Aztecs, but a good job doing so.
Let's go!
3rd and long. They faced a few of these tonight, not a ton of success on them. Means that he's going to have to throw. Throws over the middle. Got a man out there at the first down. Finally, the Legion able to move the sticks. That is Lowry with his second catch. Mike Lowry, the tight end, has his second catch of the evening. Really, really good play over the middle. And the Legion are into Aztecs territory. Pepper with a very accurate throw. Blown coverage over the middle. Found a seam through their zone. Has Sanchez in the backfield. There is still a ton of football left. Might be able to get something done. That's thrown over the middle and it's picked off. Just when they start to get something positive going, Pepper gets a ball tipped, and that is 57. Chase Story with the interception for Mexico City. That was a tipped ball by a generic that Chase Story came up and grabbed, and Tom Pepper has thrown his second interception of the game.
Hey,
28-3. Aztecs have the ball again. Good field position to start this drive. Drop it back, hand it off to Bentley. Haven't seen an impact from him in the second half yet until there. Good first down run as he trucks a defender to get there, and it will be inside of Legion territory. This man cannot be stopped. Had a first half for the ages and is showing no signs of slowing down. Under center is going to be Willson. Has Bentley behind him, offset. Handoff. Has a hole, breaks one, tries to break two. He cannot. And he'll get it down to the 34. Makes it a manageable second down.
He picks up 6 yards on the play. Number 99.
Bentley's going to be buying his offensive line dinner a couple of times this upcoming week. They have opened up hole after hole for him. He's done a pretty good job breaking tackles himself. But it all starts with that offensive line. Drop it back. 5-step drop for Willson. Throws short. Got a man towards the first down marker. And that, if I'm not mistaken, 27. Oh, okay, that's Bentley again. Bentley just over the middle. Nice little flat route into the middle. I should have known that number by now. We've seen it a ton today. Montague is 6 for 7 on attempts, on targets. He could be a target here on 3rd and 1. Wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Bentley, though. He's been crucial in short yardage situations. He does, and he has the first down. Forward progress should put him there at the 30-yard line as we approach 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter of play. Things still pretty lopsided, and a new set of sticks for the Aztecs.
First and 10 from the All-Pro 30-yard.
Single back, you got 3 wide to the left. Drop it back. How about another handoff for Bentley? All they need to do is waste time. There's 1 broken tackle, but he can't break 7 as the Legion team really just converges on him and brings him down finally at only a 3-yard gain for Bentley.
2nd and 7 from the All-Pro 27-yard.
Easily player of the game, talking about Bentley so far in this contest. Quick drop, throw it out to the flat. That's a catch. Spin move towards the 22. And Bentley brought down there. Makes it again a manageable 3rd down. It's 3rd and 2.
Third and 1 from the All-Pro 21-yard line.
Single back. Willson takes it. Has some room to the outside for Bentley. He's going to get all the way to the 10. Tries to break one. He'll get to the 9 is what they're going to say. Nope, they're going to say the 10 either way. 1st and goal. Aztecs knocking on the door again. Have a chance to start putting up. Actually, they gave that to Frank Sanchez, the generic. Okay. No problem. Thought it was Bentley. Maybe not. Giving Bentley a rest wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. The dude's been running sprints this entire game. Single back. Drop it back. Hand off through the middle. I think he gave it to Sanchez again, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Frank Sanchez did indeed get the carry. He'll bring it down to the 4-yard line. The backup running back giving Bentley a much-deserved drink of water on the sidelines. Aztecs up 28-3. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. We go to the final frame. Aztecs knocking on the door. Legion got to find something to go on. At the moment, they are up against it as we start the final 15. Shotgun. Drop back, looks, throws over the middle. Got a man in the end zone, but it'll be tipped away. That was 84, Ryan Moxon, with a chance to bring that one in. Could not finish the job. Still remains at the 4-yard line.
Third and goal.
Shotgun pass coming, possibly. Trying to put a nail in the coffin here. 1-step drop. Pressure coming to get taken down. Finally, the defensive line does something for the Legion. It's Barn Franklin, who I do believe is a generic for the No, hang on. Yes, generic indeed for the Legion, able to come up and make the sack. So 4th and goal, they're going to get some points out of this drive either way, as they'll line up for a field goal. Easy chip shot, 21-yard field goal coming. Snap is good, hold is good. Kick is up, and that is through. 31-3. It's a 4-touchdown deficit for the Aztecs. Going to put the ball on the tee and give the Legion another opportunity to put something on the board. Chance at the 7-yard line. This is Corey Jones. Breaks 1, can't break 3. And he'll get to the 32-yard line. First and 10, Legion going to start this next drive. They have not had offensive points since their second drive of the game. And that was a field goal. Offset I. Drop it back, hand off to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to try to break 1. Can't get through the wall of Aztecs. And he'll be taken down behind the line. That is 26, Joey Lynn, who's going to get the tackle for loss. And the Aztecs really putting up the wall. You'd think they've got to throw the ball. Talking about Tom Pepper. Yes, he's got 2 picks in this game, but it is the 4th quarter of play, and you are up against it. You got to take to the air. This rushing attack is not going to help you much. It has been the most steady of their attack. And Sanchez is going to take one here. He's got some room. He may break a tackle and get down into territory. Now he may go to the 30. No, he's going to get down to the 25-yard line. And Sanchez breaks a good one. Their most consistent attack has been on the ground, and Ivan Sanchez, the rookie, shows you why. He broke, I think, 3 tackles. There is 1. There is 2. No, he broke 2 tackles on the way down to the 25. Finally, he's taken down by Devin Cabrera. The free safety came up to make the play after he was slowed down, but a really good rush by Ivan Sanchez. Now the Legion have something to work with.
First and 10 from the Savages, 24 yards.
Offset I for Pepper. You got to think Sanchez is going to get the ball back again on this play. Nope, he will throw this time. He's going to throw towards the sideline, and they're going to give him a 3-yard catch. I am not convinced that was indeed a catch. That is 82. Cade Stevens made the play towards the sideline to bring that one in. Mexico City is out of challenges, though, so they're going to have to go with whatever the ref says. Offset I. Or, I'm sorry, offset single back formation. That's Sanchez back there. Drop it back in. It's not Sanchez. He's actually taking a breather. It's going to be a generic running back and a carry down to the 20-yard line. 21 is where they're going to mark him. It'll be 3rd and somewhat manageable at 6 yards. Shotgun formation. Has a man to his left. Pepper needs to throw. Throws short. Interesting call again. This one is not going to be caught regardless, and it'll be 4th and 6. They at least have a chance, though, to put some points on the board with a field goal. Again, an interesting call to throw short. He was not at the sticks, and he had Aztecs all behind him, making sure he did not get there. Field goal upcoming. It'll be a 31-yard attempt. Snap is good. Hold good. Kick up. And it is through. So a 3-point effort. 31-6. They at least get some points on the board for the first time since the first quarter. And Kickerns indeed puts this one through the uprights to make it a 25-point deficit. If the Legion can figure things out, get a quick stop, might have a chance to do something, but they would need a comeback akin to the Alaska and Houston game from last season's playoffs. Bringing that back for the Aztecs, and they will start the drive at the 28-yard line inside their own end. Taking a look there at K.L. Barrett, who has a touchdown reception in this game and a couple of additional catches. I highly doubt he's going to be used much on this drive. They will throw, though. Thrown over the middle. Got a man, but no, it'll be taken away. He was looking indeed for Barrett on that play, but the play over the middle is tipped and sent to the turf.
Showtime. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line.
Willson in the gun. Looking like he may air out another one here. Drop it back. That's a 3-step. Coming is pressure. He's going to break one. Throws to the left. He's got a catch. That is fantastic resilience as he finds Barrett towards the sideline. They're going to call it a first down, and Willson just shook off that sack like nothing was going on. That is fantastic resilience from him. Single back formation again. Drops it back. That is is that a Sanchez or Bentley sighting? It's a Bentley sighting for the first time in a drive or so. He gets one. Be down to the 41-yard line. Mexico City has a chance to get it to midfield to complete to get the first down. 49 officially. Barking signals at the line. Drop it back. Another handoff. This one for Bentley is going to get through the hole. I don't think he quite got the first down. He did not. But 238 yards for him. That is a week one effort. If I do say so myself, fantastic work from you, young man. 3rd and 1 officially. Probably looking to the air here. Could have handed it off to Bentley. He probably would have gotten it, but they'll go to the air regardless. Throws left. Got a catch over the sticks. Got a new set of downs here. That is going to be 19 Barrett again. So he's been the primary target in the air for this drive. And Mexico City is moving the ball. They're in Legion territory, where they've spent a majority of their evening. Drop it back, hand it off to Bentley. He's going to break one and then two, still moving and gets down to the 34. And he's probably that rush there is going to have him eclipse the 250 mark in a rushing offense, probably closer to 270 in total offense for him as he just goes underneath. That is disgusting from him. Legion don't really know what to do to stop this man.
1st and 10 from the All-Pro 34 yard.
Handoff. It does get back to the line of scrimmage. Might actually gain an official yard. As not much happening there for Bentley.
Credited with the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the All-Pro 32 yard.
5 and 12 left here in the fourth quarter. in what has turned into a lopsided affair. Single back formation. Handoff, looking to the right. Tries to get over the line of scrimmage. He does. Gets another yard. He has eclipsed the 250 mark, 254. His longest touchdown run of the evening, 67 yards. That was his first rushing touchdown of the game. And he added one more shortly thereafter. They're in field goal range. Drop it back. Another handoff for Bentley. Going to try to break the tackle, but bringing him down is 91 for the Vancouver Legion. No, that's definitely a generic, but either way, good piece of open field tackling on a man that they have had a problem trying to find. So Mexico City, all told, looking like they're going to get a 1-0 record to start things off in this season 9. Vancouver looking to drop to 0-1. Both teams will try to, the Aztecs will try to continue their momentum next week. Vancouver will look to rebound. Field goal up and coming for the Aztecs. That's a long kick, but it is going to be short. The 49-yarder is not going to make it to the uprights. So Cole Varner, the kicker for the Mexico City Aztecs, way short on that kick, and it'll give the Legion the ball. They'll have decent field position, I should say. Try to get something going. Sanchez, 6 yards per rush for him on 26 carries. He has not played badly. He has been the lone bright spot. That's a throw deep, and it is tipped, and it'll hit the turf towards the sideline. Looking for Stevens out there towards the sideline. Could not quite hit it. It was tipped by the defense.
Let's go. 2nd and 10.
Stevens again heading out to the left. Brett Killian is your receiver at the bottom of your screen. Pepper is in the gun. Takes a snap. Looks, throws left. Got him, man. It'll be at the 47-yard line. That is a catch for Corey Jones in the slot. Another quick pass coming, throwing towards the sideline. He's got, I think that was Lowry out there who made the catch. Empty backfield. Another shotgun coming. Pepper looks. Tons of time. Now the pocket collapses and he will be taken down. Loss of 8 on the play, and the Aztecs have their 3rd sack of the game. Second and 18. There'll be a throw to the outside. Caught by Killian. Did not quite get to the white paint, and the clock continues to run. Throwing a seed over the middle for Killian, and he's got it in Mexico City territory. Now they're starting to move the ball. First down. They get through the long yardage situation. The no-huddle seems to be working for these guys. Quick drop, throw off to the left. He's got Stevens out there, turns it upfield, gets to the 17-yard line is what they're going to call it. And taking a look at the quarterback comparison, not a ton of throwing yards for either side, just much more productive throws for Matt Willson in this one. That ball going out to the sideline means we'll have a huddle for the first time in a little while. 1st and 10. Empty backfield. 7-step drop. Looks, throws left. Got a catch towards the marker. And that is 10, a generic wide receiver out there. Boyd is his name. Doesn't matter much for this particular scenario. 2nd and 1. They'll have a chance to huddle it back. Might be able to get themselves a late game touchdown, make it a little more respectable. But all told, if you were to look back at the tape of this game, it was Mexico City running roughshod over the Legion offense. That ball's tipped near the end zone. And that's a great play by Flores for the Aztecs. And that is indeed a generic himself. But if he doesn't make that play, that's 6 points. Pepper trying to get his team in the end zone for the first time today. Down at the 8-yard line. In the gun. Looks to throw. Throws right. Got a catch at the first down and more, and they finally do. Vancouver gets it into the end zone. Catch by Brett Killian, and Pepper has a touchdown and 2 picks tonight. Finally finding pay dirt is the Vancouver Legion. Way too little, way too late. But they do get in the end zone. Kick is up and good on the extra point, make it a 31-13 score. We approach the 2-minute warning as we get the tail end of the finale for week 1 underway here. Just about ready to kick it off. Give the Aztecs back the ball. I venture to say we won't see an onside kick. No, we will see one. Okay. That will be an onside kick, and it is recovered by the Aztecs. So the Aztecs will take possession. We saw a couple of onside kicks earlier, I believe, that were recovered by the kicking team in previous games during this week, including one during that Queen City and St. Louis debacle that Cameron Irvine had the call on. Shotgun formation for the Aztecs. That's at the 39. And looking to make them pay is Willson. Throw to the outside. They are going to call that an incompletion towards the sideline, and the 2-minute warning is upon us. Last bit of time left in this game. Vancouver, but shell-shocked, down 31-13. We'll see if they can make a defensive stand to close out this game. Shotgun formation for Willson. 3-step drop, throws towards the right side, tipped and picked off. The Legion able to get something going on defense, and they wait until the 2-minute warning of the fourth quarter to do it. That is grabbed and taken in by Caden Carter, his first pick of the game, and great tipped ball as well. I missed the tip and who had it, but a good grab. That means the Legion will at least have something to go on. Still, in theory, not nearly enough time, but Pepper is going to go under center and try to get something done. Throws off to the left. Spin move and a catch. Doesn't get to the first down, or doesn't get to the sideline, nor the first down marker at 2nd and 6. 7-step drop. Pepper looks, throws a seam to the right, and that's picked off. His third pick of the game. This one is likely, nope, not quite to the house. Another interception. This one for Flores with a tip earlier, so the generic coming up making big plays for the Aztecs and jumping the route here. That is a heck of a way to end this game. And at this point, if I'm not mistaken, we only need a couple. Well, Vancouver still has some timeouts, so might not be in victory formation just yet. Drop it back. Handoff this time to Sanchez. I do believe that Bentley will get the rest of the night to lament in his achievements. easily the player of the game for this matchup, as his impact was felt. 260 plus in rushing, 280 in total offense roughly, and 2 rushing touchdowns for the gold running back for the Aztecs. Throws long to the right side. That is tipped away, nearly picked off towards the end zone. Swan was the intended receiver. Haven't called his number in a little while, but that will go incomplete. Terry Crow coming up making the tip on that pass. Third and 13. Third to Baker's dozen.
3rd and 13.
Single back formation. Handoff. This one is indeed to Sanchez again. So Vancouver does take a timeout down to the 17-yard line of the Legion. Minute 19 left. 4th and 8, looking probably at a field goal here. If I'm not mistaken, Cole Varner's going to come out and have another go at this. He missed from 49 earlier. Going to try to make it 34-13 if he can connect. Snap is good. Hold, good kick up, and it is good. So a 34-yard field goal from Cole Varner, going to make it 34-13. Still a 21-point deficit. And the Legion will at least be able to hopefully end the game with the ball, pending any other disasters. So a touchdown and 3 picks on the slate for Pepper. See what he can do after the return here. It's going to get to about the 27-yard line. 28 is where they're going to mark him. And Corey Jones has a decent return. So Pepper with a touchdown and 3 picks. On the other side, Matt Willson with 2 touchdowns and a pick of his own. So neither quarterback necessarily perfect, but a near perfect running game for the Aztecs is really the big difference. Pepper will back it up. 5-step drop, throws long over the right-hand side. That is picked off as well. And Pepper is picked off again, this one time for the 4th time in this game. It is going to be Flores, the generic, again. His 2nd pick, his 3rd ball that he's made contact with in the secondary. The generic coming up huge for the Aztecs late.
Let's go!
Was looking for Killian on the outside, didn't matter. And victory formation. Vancouver takes their final timeout, where they'll need 2 more victory formations left before we can call it a wrap. Don't forget, guys, after the game, it's myself and Cameron Irvine bringing you guys the post-game show to recap an exciting Week 1 as we get Season 9 underway with a bang. He'll, of course, be talking about the Queen City blowout of St. Louis. We'll be talking a lot about this game and what Vancouver could have done better. It starts with stopping number 27. I can't really blame all of their offensive struggles on Tom Pepper either, because they were down in a hole to start with very early in this game, and they basically forced Pepper to throw the ball. He had to get a lot of scores really quick. So yes, he threw 4 picks. The decision making could have been better, but can't necessarily blame it all on him. 3rd and 13, and a victory formation again, and that is going to do it. fantastic work. Like I said, guys, don't go anywhere. We do have the post-game show coming up. Be able to get your guys' calls in as well, so you can talk to Cameron and myself. See if we can't get your thoughts. I'd love to see some players interact with this. Got to get a call in from Andy Hamilton, talk about his guys and what they could have done differently. I see Tom Pepper lurking in chat as well, and that is going to be the end of it. So, the Mexico City Aztecs do really well on the ground. They take a 34-13 win in Week 1 as we get into the post-game show. Easy player of the game is going to Ray Bentley. No doubt about that. The rushing attack, 269 total yards for the Aztecs on the ground. 146 was all on Ivan Sanchez. Whole bunch of tackles for Devin Cabrera. And very, very good stuff. So this has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Don't forget to go to simulationfl.net for more information. I am Chris Curtis signing off. I'm going to be back with you guys here very shortly, and we will get Cameron Irvine in here to talk post-game. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week.
to the SFL postgame show. Welcome into our SFL studios. I am SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine, joined tonight by, I still have to get used to these new names. Is it Brett Killian?
Yes, it is.
All right. Hey, Brett, and nice first touchdown in Vancouver Legion history.
It was almost meaningless at that point, but you know what? A touchdown's a touchdown.
Chris Curtis is with us. Ronnie Nickens should be joining us shortly. Chris, coming off his first game call and 1 hour of blowing everybody's ears out. How you doing, Chris?
I'm pretty okay. Blowing everybody's ears out. Apologize for the stream issues, guys. Wasn't aware. I had all my notifications muted, and these guys are hitting up everything I own. Twitter, Discord. I'm pretty sure they sent me a letter. It'll be here in like 4 days. Either way, it's something I could not help but appreciate after I saw my alerts were all gone after halftime game.
Let me tell you.
Apologies, but either way.
Let me tell you, it was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. So you are asking for clarification because apparently Mexico City, I was a little confused too, had a uniform issue in week one, right. So you were asking about, and let me get you guys turned up here. Sorry, I had the desktop audio down. Everybody should be good now. You asked the chat. First off, it didn't seem like you were in the chat. Then all of a sudden you were in the chat, so everyone started screaming to fix the volume. And then you kind of went back to doing your own thing. Then you were like, I'll be monitoring the chat. Can somebody help me out in the chat with Moxon or Mixon? And
I was not. Yeah.
About 10% of people helped you with Mixon and turned it into Moxon. About 90% just screamed at you, turned the game up, and you said, all right, Moxon, got it. And you totally trolled everybody. It was awesome.
Part of it was me just kind of looking for the name and not really paying attention to what other blabber was going on. It was important blabber that I should have been paying attention to. However, we are where we are, and mistakes were made. But it was a good game. It was a little bit lopsided. Vancouver finally tried to turn it on at the end. They were able to get their first score, but a lopsided game that the Aztecs just owned thanks to a really, really good effort from Ray Bentley.
Well, that's what you call a first game. It was you definitely were entertaining with that troll job there just before halftime. I'm telling you, I haven't laughed that hard in quite some time. It was just so funny because we were trying so hard desperately for an entire first half to get a hold of you, and then we finally had our chance, and you completely blew us off.
Yep.
It was pretty hysterical. But you're through calling your first game, and just from your reaction and your analysis of Vancouver and Mexico City, what did you see out there from the two squads tonight?
Well, the biggest thing that I noticed was when they went down, they couldn't recover. The defense, I'm not sure if Ray Bentley just kind of like lathered up before the game, but the defense was not able to get a hold of his body and bring him down. And he was breaking tackles left, right, and center. And when you see that when you're Tom Pepper and you see that happening to your defense, what can you do? Because all of a sudden you're playing from behind the entire game, and that just signals 4 picks are going to happen. He couldn't quite recover from that, and that's the reason why we are where we are. Vancouver's going to have some real big amounts of work to do on their defense come week 2.
Kyle Walsh, 288 yards. Ash Odom, 232 yards. J. Calvin Kim was over 200 yards. So Ray Bentley becomes the 4th running back in week 1 to record over 200 rushing yards, which is just outstanding.
I could tell it was going to be his day too when he had that 67-yard touchdown. I believe it was in the second quarter, and just broke 2 tackles to do it, and it was over at that point. It was a foregone conclusion what was going to happen.
So Brett, you're a brand new face to this league, and I have to say, to continue sort of our comedy trip tonight, when you first joined the league, I didn't think you'd last more than a day because every time you opened up your mouth, it was about Burger King. And I really thought that it was just another fly-by-night, just spammer coming in and wanting to wreak havoc. And look at you. You make a roster. You actually reveal your name. At some point, you decided to do that, and actually turn legitimate. I would say that your Burger King was like Curtis's first half, and then your Brett Killian was Chris Curtis's second half.
There you go. That's not too wrong.
So
Exactly.
Brett, you got to enjoy your first SFO game. How was that like, and how did it feel to get that touchdown?
Well, as my nephew opens and closes the door all over the place in my room, this is a totally different experience for me personally because I've been in the Sim League 6 years. I've mainly done hockey stuff. I've done a couple basketball stuff. I've done some MMA stuff. But watching your player actually go out in the field and catch passes, it's a totally different experience. And, even though that the game was lopsided, I still loved every single play that I was in. That sounds kind of cocky now when I say it, but more or less, watching the game is so fun, especially when you have an audience of 35 to 40 people on a regular basis. It's fun. I like the interaction with the other people's fun. Watching it is fun. Commentary is fun whenever they're doing a good job, which is like 89% of the time, but it's still great.
The other 11% was my first half. It's okay. You can say it.
Yeah, and the great thing is that which we discovered when we got to YouTube and sort of grew our audience. When we were on Twitch, the numbers were very similar, and we really could not get a gauge on just how many people were watching our broadcast. Now, if you look back, we had one of our highest rated regular season games in league history, over 300 views on Alaska Dallas, which was a pretty nice game for Andy Hamilton to call last night. I'm suspecting that our viewership will be quite good tonight. Lots of good turnouts, people popping in and out. Can't necessarily stay for the whole game, but paying attention. And so we love to see that, and we love to see our rookie players getting exposure, having great games, having really nice debuts. And
I don't know about Pepper though.
What's that?
I don't know about Pepper though.
Well,
I mean, you talk about Pepper. Let's talk a little bit about Ivan Sanchez. I saw him in the chat kind of going, or his doppelganger in the chat kind of going ham a little bit with the commentary as well. So, I mean, he was getting into it. It's something to behold when you see, your likeness out there doing things, and it's a little bit crazy. So I can't relate because my likeness isn't out there, but it's still fun and interesting to see the reactions.
I think we can get Sanchez on the call here. Sanchez, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, Ivan is here, and I want to hear more about this family thing. I love knowing that there are actually more people out there watching than just everybody that's sitting in front of the computer. Do you have a family event tonight?
Well, my parents actually were interested in watching some of the SFL games, and they decided they wanted to watch this game because, they're missing football, and they wanted to see some football, and I suggested they come watch the first game with me. So they did. Yeah, and they actually during the game were screaming at the TV, and my dad got kind of pissed at me going down on first hit a few times. Yeah,
I think they were just trying to keep up with Chris's volume level. I'll stop.
Yeah, that could be.
Eventually, I'll stop.
Yeah, my mom couldn't get over the fact that I think Tom threw a ball down the field, and we were at like the 40-yard line. He threw it to the 20-yard line, and he was like, oh, and he throws it to the end zone. It was on the 20-yard line.
Yep, I realized that mistake happened as soon as it left my mouth. So apologize to your mom for me. You know, it happens. No big deal.
She
But-
got a kick out of it. She got a kick out of it.
By the way, Chris, you're new here, but this has happened to Andy and this has happened to Eric too.
I believe it. I believe it.
We love the biggest improvement. People don't understand play-by-play analyst commentary. It's not an easy job.
No.
And the biggest improvement is always from game 1 to game 2. I always sit down with my commentators and go through the game play by play and just sort of walk them through some improvements and some adjustments. So we love giving you a hard time because we really appreciate your call, your work, and
please
and
roast me. I have no problem with it.
No, you did a great job.
You
did a great job.
I appreciate that, but I want for those that are kind of unfamiliar with my background, I come from a Rocket League background, which when you have Rocket League in front of you, you have a max of 6 players in front of you that you have to shuffle their names. With SFL, with football, you have a whole lot more than that.
24 at least.
Exactly. Exactly. And then generally we just keep tabs on the star players. We don't necessarily keep tabs on the generics. But I've got a list of both rosters on my left screen and the game happening in front of me. So I constantly have to look over to my left to actually see them. It makes for an interesting experience. I mean, I'm not making excuses, and it's going to get better. But that's kind of – I'm going from 6 to 24. We're looking at quadruple the amount of names I have to keep track of. So it's interesting to say the least.
So, Brett, Curtis, do you have any questions for Sanchez or Killian? Give you some post-game experience here.
Sanchez, does your back hurt? Is my question, because for the most part, you carried the Legion offense.
Yeah, I could have done better. I admit. There were some plays where I kind of just didn't fight as much as I could for some of the extra yards, and you saw that one broken run I had down the field, and if I had just broken one more tackle, I would have been off to the races. Yep. But I went down, and that really kind of hurt our momentum.
Let's be honest.
There.
So you had Devin Cabrera chasing you down, and that was not going to be an easy tackle to break.
Well, yeah, that's very, very true.
It's good to see Pablo Zamora coming back in the game too as well after he got hurt. He's a phenomenal player, had a great rookie season. I believe we have Ronnie Nickens now on the call. Ronnie, you there? Maybe? Ronnie?
Maybe. He might be. It could happen.
Yeah, I can hear him, or I know that he's active. He may have his microphone muted. Ronnie, just pop in.
Not muted.
There you go. We got you. Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, there he is.
How you doing?
How's everyone doing this evening?
Pretty fantastic, man. Pretty fantastic. After
pretty sad. Pretty sad.
Well, Ronnie, your squad field goals instead of touchdowns early, but only lost by 5 on the road to Chicago. Forced a lot of turnovers. It was your head coach's debut. How did you think about, or what did you think about the new era of the Stallions getting off to a rocky but not horrendous start?
Is christening into the new profession of head coaching. So, and as he told me tonight, he hardly ever wins the first game. So that trend is intact. But I'm confident that look at things and see what needs to be adjusted and what is good. So I'm confident in what's going to be coming forth from him. It was a good learning experience for him, and I'm pretty sure he seen some things that he could fix. So I'm going to look forward to seeing what changes he come up with this week.
For those of you that don't know, where Matt Willson wants to pop in here, so we're going to try to get that executed here while we're talking to these guys. But for those of you that don't know, Ronnie Nickens, his squad was the Cleveland Stallions all the way back in the WAFL, which was, I believe the year they were the Stallions was back in the NCAA days, so that would have been
the WAFL.
Yeah, 2000 and what year, Ronnie? 11, 12?
You can't get me to tell the lie because I don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was a long time, but
It's been a while.
How good did it
was a
feel
while.
to see them out there again? You know, sort of in that identity that you originally created for your squad.
Well, it's funny, Cam. When I was in Vegas, I didn't feel comfortable there. I just didn't feel like I belonged there, and so was in Cleveland. So I said, look, I'm just going to take my talents to Cleveland, where I belong, and this is where I'll be.
Matt Willson now on the line with us. Very efficient game, very good game out of Matt Willson. And Matt, you probably had your career called by more commentators than many others in the league now.
That's a definite possibility. I don't have to ice the arm too bad tonight.
Yeah,
just go drinking instead.
You're becoming a veteran quietly in this league. It's been a while for you. Last I checked on the leaderboards, and of course I hit the wrong button as soon as I went to go bring the stats up. You were working your way up there. I think 6th or 7th now, and it's 7th in passing yards in the league. And after tonight, you inch your way closer to Julian Tyree and Kevin Walker on that all-time list.
Pretty prestigious list. I'm glad to be a part of it for sure. But we had to do what we had to do tonight. And if I have to be a little less throwing the ball, then I'm glad to do that and just hand it off. Take a few less chances, but clean game is a clean game, and it worked out for us well tonight.
Curtis, go ahead. You have the floor.
Ultimately, really, really good game from you, Mr. Wilson. The one pick is, I think, the only real mistake that you had.
That was the generic, not me.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Excuse me. No, just kidding.
Those sneaky backups come in on you, Chris, in blowouts. They've stumped me a number of times over the years.
Fair enough. So then, in that case, a perfect night for you. No problem at all. Very, very good night for you. And ultimately, you didn't have to do you didn't have a whole lot of high stress with Bentley. You just hand the ball off to him, let him do work. And basically, when they were watching him, you were able to just throw it over the top like you did in one particular play in the third quarter.
Yep, just fold out the easy chair, take the night off. It's a good day at the office.
Nothing
Sit out
wrong
with a
with
margarita and just enjoy. Yeah, it was.
Congrats on the win, dude. Congrats on the win, and
looking
forward to seeing you guys what you can do this season in week 2 for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Being more in the front office, it's I don't mind taking a step back, and as long as the team just keeps rolling along. I don't care how we get it. I don't care if I throw no passes, as long as we win. So that's the most important thing.
So interesting stat from week 1. We had 3 quarterbacks this week not throw an interception, which is very unusual for this league that basically operates on a 1-to-1 touchdown and interception ratio among its star quarterbacks. All 3 of those quarterbacks won their games this week: Houston, Tallahassee, and Mexico City. So it just goes to show you don't turn the ball over, you're going to be okay. Another interesting thing, as we look forward a little bit to week 2, there is only one game on the schedule that is a battle of 2 teams that won in week number 1, and that is Queen City traveling to Tallahassee. Every other game pits a team that lost against a team that won, except in the case of one game somewhere, and that is Baltimore at Carolina. Somebody's going to be going 0-2 in that rivalry. So, interesting way to look at week 2. Yvonne, Brett, Vancouver has Oklahoma City next week. You guys got to watch them yesterday. What has been the talk of the team from yesterday's game? If you guys had turned your attention to them before tonight's game, Brett, anything there?
Well, I think for me, I was more focused on tonight's game more than anything else. But I did look behind and see a little bit of the Oklahoma City game, and I like what I'm seeing from that team. And if I just gotta bring up my where's my score sheet here? And everything's loading slow. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, they played San Antonio. It looked like they kept control the entire game. Looking like pretty similar situation against us. So I'd like to see what we can do with our hopeful. I'm guessing we're going to have our playbook adjusted, and we're going to have things adjusted for Oklahoma City. And I'd like to hope that it's going to be a different result next week.
Yvonne, I know you're a big time scout for this Legion team. You've been diving into some film.
Oh yeah. One thing I have to bring up is Tiberius Bovine. How do you stop him? Looking through the film, he was absolutely unstoppable. From the right side, he was just taking short outs, and he was going down the field, using his speed to go down the field. And then he was going off from the left and taking some inside posts and just going up the field with them. And he was just unstoppable. I think 14 catches. It was either 13 or 14 catches for him. And he was that driving factor for the Oklahoma City offense in that game. And not to mention, they run a primarily two tight end offense where they have Wheeland and Bovine on the field. And having that height advantage and that weight advantage, and you have those players that can also block on the edge, gives you a good advantage in the run, but also in the pass game against some of the smaller defenders. So I'm going to say, how are we going to stop Tiberius Bovine on defense? And I believe that's going to be the key to our defensive success. But they do have a lot of other key factors on their offense that we got to look out for. So it's going to be tough to game plan against them. But week one is always rough. So I definitely feel as though we can make some positive changes and perhaps have a much closer, tighter game next week.
Ronnie did a little call with Frank Gooden on the Tallahassee-Baltimore game the other day. Do we have a new play-by-play or analyst in our future in Mr. Nickens? Ronnie?
Right at this time, went out, Cam.
I went out?
Well, no, I'm back down. I really, I did enjoy that, but it's too early to say.
Ronnie always showing us a little skin, but never really taking off the.
Always leaves a bit to the imagination, doesn't he?
I just like saying risque things because Ronnie's a deacon, and I like to. Matt, Mexico City will move on after their impressive debut, and they'll take on San Antonio in the Vaqueros home opener, and that team is going to be fired up to open up their home slate. So that's a really tough environment to go into, and it'll be your first time heading to the Alamo City. So what are you expecting out of that one?
I mean, they'll probably be fired up, but I think we'll have what it takes to get the job done. I mean, we can probably walk across the border. So,
all right, now let's not test border security. Everything seems to be a little on edge down there.
Yeah.
We got all our papers. We're clear. We're good to go. Just I'll lead the way. Everyone follow behind me.
You got your green cards.
Impending wall joke.
Get it, build that wall even higher.
Canada's going to build the wall to stop the U.S. from getting in.
Yeah. All right. Let's not let it get too political.
There you go, Curtis. Like a pro. Really
I'll be the voice of reason here.
It'll be a new, interesting matchup. Looking forward to the rivalry, and it'll be a competitive game, and we'll see what happens. In this league, anything is possible, but I hope we can continue the role that we're on and just keep winning, especially the early part of the season. The second half's a little bit tougher because we have a lot more away games. So we got to get off to a good start.
This is your time right now to take care of business because, as you mentioned, you have a tougher second half schedule. And, these games right here, as long as you win the ones you're supposed to win, then going in and looking at playoff standings, it could be a lot less stressful going into some really tough and stress-oriented matchups in the second half for sure.
I think it's a mindset adjustment for a lot of teams with us because all we did for years is pass. So now they're going to have to play that run a lot snugger now. So once they start doing that, then things will open up for the passing game again. So it's going to be an interesting balance for defenses to try to, pick your poison. Our receivers are really great, and our running back's really great.
Yeah, are you okay, Matt? In the off season, you took a pay cut. You got a running game. We all know that you love the spotlight on you because it brings more ladies. But are you all right with this adjustment?
The quarterback always gets the ladies. My arm's fresh. Don't have to hit the hot tub unless I want to. Which I actually do want to hit the hot tub tonight with a few ladies. Hold up my drink proud and just enjoy the win.
Oh boy.
Victory never tasted so sweet.
Yes, a classic post-game party for Matt Wilson.
Thanks,
love
Matt.
it never gets old. Okay, moving on from hot tubs and strong arms. Let's go to let's look at the week 2 slate. I want to ask you guys which game most interests you outside of your own team. Sioux Falls and Alaska, Houston, Dallas, Vancouver, Oklahoma City, Mexico City, San Antonio, Queen City, Tallahassee, Cleveland, Atlanta, Baltimore, Carolina, St. Louis, Chicago. Matt, what's most interesting to you outside of the Aztecs?
Oh, sure. You come to me first and try to pull up the schedule.
Yep.
Sioux Falls and Alaska. That's going to be 2 really good teams. Sioux Falls, lost their first game, but I expect a big bounce back. So that's going to be they're in Alaska, so we'll see how they deal with. Well, because it's not snowing in Alaska now. But
Cam, I'm going to jump in and take the easy one away.
Okay.
The 2 winning teams. Queen City and Tallahassee. Yep, I'm gonna take away the easy one. The reason I'm gonna take away the easy one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ronnie knows. Taking a look though, I mean, Queen City, what they did to St. Louis was nothing short of savage. And for them to now go down to Tallahassee, pardon the pun, they have a lot of pride down in the Sunshine State. And I really, really think that they're going to be fired up with Queen City coming in. And I don't think Queen City's going to be able to do to them what they did to St. Louis. I think Tallahassee's going to be up to the challenge.
All right, Ronnie, you want to try to pick another one?
Well, I guess I'll take is that Houston at Dallas?
Yes. A little Texas 2-step there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that could really the state of Texas. So that's gonna should be an interesting game to watch also.
All right, Legion players. Yvonne, let's start with you. What game outside of Vancouver most interests you? You guys are brand new to the league, so what caught your eye in week 1, and who are you most looking to see in week 2?
I mean, this might be a bit interesting take here, but I'm actually looking forward to Baltimore and Carolina here. It's the battle of the 2 losing teams, as you mentioned earlier. But Baltimore and Carolina historically have been very much contenders, and it appears that the loser of this game is gonna have a lot of work to do in getting caught back up. They're going to be falling behind a little bit, and I think both teams have a chance to make the playoffs this year, despite their week 1 losses, and both of them have a pretty strong group of players and strong coaching core. And I guess both their seasons, this game is pretty crucial to it, and I'm not sure if the loser of this game will be able to regain their momentum.
Interesting take. All right, let's go to Brett. What do you think?
Real quick, Cam, before we do that, I have to bail.
You have to bail?
I have to bail. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I love you guys. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute blast. Vancouver and Mexico City was an absolute blast to call. Sorry for blowing out your guys' eardrums. I will see you guys next week for sure. And Cam, you and I will talk in the middle of the week.
All righty, sounds good.
All right.
Thanks,
guys. Yep.
All right, Brett, we'll finish off with you.
Well, I've actually got 2 games in mind, and I'm looking a little bit further ahead. I'm looking at, as said before, Sioux Falls and Alaska. Mine's a completely different reason. It's mainly because we're going to be playing Alaska in week 3, and I kind of want to see how Ron does his work. In the second week, is it going to be another same performance, or is he going to change it up a little bit? And then the second game I do want to see is St. Louis Chicago, mainly because St. Louis got their gladiatorial butts handed to them, and I really need to see how James fixes up his playbook, how he fixes his defensive style, how it's going to change, and if they're going to have a serious bounce back, or if it's going to be the same story for the second week in a row.
Gladiatorial, I believe, that's the first time we've ever had that on a post-game show, so that's good that we worked that in. Anybody have any final thoughts they want to get off their chest from week one, your game or otherwise?
Oh, yeah, if I could say a few things. Actually, I was watching all of the game from the first game that was broadcasted, the Chicago-Cleveland game, and E.T. King, man, he was like on the sideline. He was taking shots of vodka. I didn't understand what his reasoning was for some of the passes he was throwing, and he almost threw away the game. But luckily, Chicago's rushing attack and their defense especially, their defense was on point the entire game. And Chicago's defense is going to be something to look out for this season if they can maintain that momentum that they've carried from this game. Expect great things from their defense, maybe a historical season.
All right. Anybody else?
Just speaking for my Cleveland team on that. I'm gonna say Chicago still got a lot more improving to do if they're gonna compete this year, because I mean, to have the lead that they had and almost come back and blow it as they almost did. In my opinion, that doesn't say too much great about them. It says they had a lead and didn't sustain their defensive prowess that they had.
Well, how different would this game have been if Cleveland would have capitalized on touchdowns, especially on that 3rd and goal at the goal line situation where they could have turned 3 points into 7. Really could have been a different story if 1 or 2 of those field goals turned into touchdowns in the end zone. And E.T. King getting used to his new offensive setup. So it'll be interesting to watch him adjust after a strong season in Tallahassee. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
I guess going on along the lines of the quarterback situation, I felt like E.T. King and Mac Wavy Jr. both had a struggle of a debut for their season, but I do want to say that that's probably the only time they're going to struggle. I do feel like the rest of the way you will find, especially E.T. King, I think he's going to be back into his MVP form. And Mac Wavy Jr., we know how he does things. He'll definitely bounce back from this.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to about wrap up our post-game show. Make sure that during the week you're participating in power rankings. You can rank the teams from 1 to 16 on our website and be a part of that. You can join the league as a commentator. You can join the league as a beat writer. You can check out all of the leaderboards, player stats, team stats, box scores, everything on our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL podcast with Andy and Mighty will hopefully be coming up at some point this week. We'll see what's going on with their schedule. And the broadcast schedule for week 2 will be released on Wednesday. All playbook changes are due Wednesday, end of day, to the SFL League office, so we can get things rolling for week number 2, which will start Sunday at 3 o'clock with 5 games on Rabbit, including 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 called games. You just never know. Thanks to my panel tonight and Chris Curtis and Eric Vincent for calling wonderful games. Thanks for everybody's continued support. I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Good night, everybody. Say good night, guys.